Alrighty, today's gonna be video 2 of trying to get the Humsienk 100 amp hour server rack batteries to communicate together and communicate to an EG4 6000 XP. If you're not familiar, basically in the original review video, I could not get the batteries to communicate in parallel or with the EG4 6000 XP inverter. So I sent them a message and they replied, which we did a whole separate video on, and they gave me some steps to try, and those steps did not work. So I sent them a message and of course sent them the video response, and then they responded again, and we are going to try these steps out today. I wanted to do these videos because it's kind of like us and Humsienk working together trying to solve an issue. So I'm going to read their response real quick, which is completely different than the very first response. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read them both just so we're all on the same page. Okay, so the previous email, it said, I received feedback from our engineering team regarding your setup. Basically, try these steps. Please set all dip switches to the down or off position, which is 0 on the dip switches or all the way down. Then connect the short communication cable from the out port on battery number 1 to the in port on battery number 2. After that, only power on battery 1 using the power button. Battery number 2 does not need to be manually powered on, and its LEDs do not need to light up. Battery number 2 will be automatically controlled by battery number 1. Battery number 1 should be used as the master battery and connected directly to the inverter. Also, please note that the Lux Power EG4 6000 XP inverter only supports CAN communication. Please give those steps a try and let us know, which we did in the last video, and none of that worked. Okay, now I'm gonna read you the new steps or response. After reviewing the video, our engineering team discussed the issue internally and provided a few additional recommendations for you to check. Step number 1, the ADS dip switch address is the communication address for each battery. So the addresses cannot be the same between batteries. So that is opposite of what they said in the first video. Step number 2, communication between the battery and inverter uses RS-485 communication. Opposite of what they said in the other one. The inverter must be configured with the correct BMS protocol, while the battery BMS will automatically match the protocol once properly connected, which we did. The battery directly connected to the inverter should be set as the master battery, while all additional batteries should be configured as slave units. Communication between batteries should be connected using the 485 out to 485 in, which is basically what we did last time and what they said in the last email. After all communication cables are connected, please power on the master battery first, then power on the slave batteries afterward. Once battery communication is successful, the slave batteries should synchronize on/off status with the master battery using the master battery's power button. If synchronization does not work, please power everything down and swap the parallel communication cable positions and then test again. What they're saying there is instead of going from out to in, we'll swap that cable around so it'll be from in to out. Additionally, our engineers noticed that in the video that the inverter BMS communication settings were not shown. That is correct, but I did kind of show at least 1, 2, and 3, and I just listed it right on the video so you could see which protocol I was using. I didn't actually show you which each protocol was, so I did print those out so I can show you what each protocol is this time around. If BMS communication is disabled on the inverter, or if protocol does not match, the inverter will not be able to display or recognize the battery information. Well, of course. We hope one of these adjustments resolve the issue. We truly appreciate your patience and cooperation while we work through this together. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, is try all of these steps to see if we can get battery and inverter communication. Boom, gonna bring you in a little bit closer so I can show you the dip switch settings for the Humsienk 100 amp server rack battery. That's the manual right here. And on page 13 for parallel description, it'll give you, how your dip switches are supposed to go. So battery number 1, the first switch is going to go up, and then battery number 2, the second dip switch is going to go up, which I originally tried in the first or review video. So that's what we're going to be doing for the dip switches. Next thing I can show you real quick, I've got 2 different printouts for the EG4 6000 XP. I don't know which one everybody would want to see. One of them is from 2024, which is this one, and then the other one is from 2023. It might list it just a little bit better, but we could either try option 0, which is the EG4, and that kind of goes with like their Lux Power version, or since we are using a Lux Power inverter, it says to use option 6 or protocol 6. So I'm just going to hold these right here for just a second. You can take a look at those if you would like, but mainly we're kind of focused on protocol 0 or protocol 6. And then inside the battery, I hooked up the RS-232, and we can see what the batteries are set on. And right now, those are set on the Pylon Tech, which is the protocol for the EG4 Lux Power inverters. Okay, so that's basically what we're gonna do. Those are all of my settings. Let's go over there and try them out. All right, first thing I'll show you is for battery 1, or this battery, we're connected to the RS-232 port. All right, and if we go up here to the computer, I am connected. I am going to go over to the parameter settings, and then right down here we can read what protocols we're on. It is PY, which is Pylon Tech, and that is for both of them. If you want to see what those are, or the options for RS-45, there's nothing in there that says Lux Power or anything like that. So we either have option 1 or option 5. I'm just going to leave it on option 1 for the RS-45, and then same thing for CAN. Those are the other options. So nothing in there for Lux Power, so we're going to go with the top one, which is Pylon Tech. Okay, and that's basically the exact same thing for the battery right below it. All right, I'll start by turning both batteries off. Step 1 is the address dip switches, basically assigning each battery an address. So in the manual, it says to put battery 1 or the master battery. First switch is going to be up, and then down here for battery 2, it says the second dip switch will be in the up position. Boom, there we go. Step 2, communication between the battery and inverter uses RS-45 communication. The inverter must be configured with the correct BMS communication protocol, while the battery BMS will automatically match the protocol once properly connected. Okay, we'll connect up to RS-45 on master battery right here in just a second. Step number 3, the battery directly connected to the inverter should be set as the master battery, again, which will be this one right here, while the other ones will be slave units. Step number 4, communication between batteries should be connected using the 485 out to 485 in. So that is these 2 ports right here. In the manual, it shows this one as being in and this one being out, which I can show you. So if we take a look right here, there's our 2 485 ports. If you look at the pictures right here for equipment number 1 or battery number 1, we're going to go to the out, to the in of the next battery, and so forth if you have, a bunch of batteries connected together. All right, so we will go ahead and do that now for battery number 1 going to out, battery number 2 going to in. After all communication cables are connected, please power on the master battery first, then power on the slave batteries afterwards. So technically, I should be able to turn this one on first, So we will do that, wait for the LEDs to stop blinking, and then we will turn on battery 2 and wait for that to stop blinking. Step 5, once the parallel communication is successful, the slave batteries should synchronize on-off status with the master battery using the master battery's power button. Okay, so I'm guessing, I don't really know. It doesn't say anything about turning this one on or off other than when you first turn it on. So if I turn this off, we'll see what happens down here. It's still showing the same, but let me turn that one back on. I'm not sure, but these ones did stay off. So I'm going to shut these off and turn it on one more time, and then we'll move over to the inverter. Okay, so power on. Power on. And then it told us to use the RS485 port. Boom, right there. Sorry for all the other little dots in here. I'm not sure what's going on with the screen. Okay, so right now we're currently set on protocol number 6, which is Lux Power. We do have the sad face down there. So we're going to change it to protocol 0, which is the EG4 protocol. Still on lithium type, and we're going to go down to option 0. Option 0 for the protocol. Okay, we're still showing the sad face right down here. No battery status of any sort right there. So protocol 0 does not work. I'm just going to go 0 through 6. So I'll show you every single one of those. This will be protocol number 1. Still shows the sad face, so no communication. We'll go to protocol number 2. Still showing a sad face, so no communication. Protocol number 3. Okay, still showing a sad face, so no communication. We'll go to protocol number 4. Okay, we do have a change, so we're showing 52.5 volts. We do have a smiley face. It says we're at 69% state of charge, which is incorrect. The batteries are at 45 and 48% state of charge. But it shows us 655 amp hour, which is obviously incorrect. It would be 200. And that's it. Protocol 5. Okay, we're still showing a smiley face, 655 amp hours, which is incorrect. 52.5 volts, 69% state of charge, again, which is incorrect. Protocol 6, and now we have the sad face again, which is incorrect. What I am going to do is go back to 0 protocol. All right, back at the batteries, the last option was, it said if none of those worked, swap the in and out around on these batteries. So that's what we're going to do, is swap those around, and I will retest option or protocol 0 through 6. All right, so we're starting off on protocol 0, and we have the sad face right now, so 0 does not work. Protocol 1, still have a sad face, so that one doesn't work. Protocol number 2, still have the sad face, so number 2 doesn't work. We'll go protocol number 3, still showing the sad face, so protocol number 3 does not work. Try protocol 4. Okay, we're showing a smiley face again, 69% state of charge, which is incorrect. That one doesn't matter. 655 amp hours, which is incorrect. Try protocol 5. Protocol 5 does show a smiley face, 655 amp hours, which is incorrect. 52.5 volts, 69% state of charge, which is incorrect. Try protocol number 6. So protocol number 6 doesn't work. And just FYI, if you think my communication cable does not work, I will plug it into the set of batteries that it's normally plugged into to show you that it does work. Give it 1 second to refresh. Boom, there we go. 615 amp hour, 52.7 volts, 40% state of charge. So back over here at the batteries, my communication cable does work, just to prove that. And I'm gonna reverse these back to the original location. I'm pretty sure it's going to be CAN communication. A few other people mentioned maybe I need to turn these on at the same time type of thing. So we'll try it with the dip switches in these positions right here for master and slave. I don't think these have to be on. I'm not 100% sure, so I'll keep them on anyway. Boom, we'll turn those on at the same time. Those LEDs go off. Seeing a sad face over there on the inverter. So I'm going to turn those off. I'm going to put these back down to 0 just in case these are automatic, because some batteries are automatic. And we'll try this one more time. Boom. Okay, so maybe I think this one is the master battery. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm showing a sad face on the inverter. Alrighty, well there you go. I could not get the communication to work again with the steps directly from the engineer team from Humsienk again. I'm hoping it's just something simple that I'm doing incorrectly. If anybody else has these batteries and has gotten the communication to work, please put those steps down below so I can try them, so I can at least report back to let everybody know that the communication does or does not work. And then the last thing, of course, is I will send this on to the Humsienk team, and hopefully they can come up with another solution. So that's pretty much all I got. If anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure you put those down in the comment section. If these videos are maybe helpful to really anybody, make sure you let me know in the comment section as well. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. We'll see you on the next one.
Shenanigans.